Hello everyone and welcome. I'm glad to have you back. In this video we're going to be reviewing each episode of Season 4's Love, Death, Robots. Now if you don't know about this show, I highly recommend you check it out. This show does not follow any linear storytelling, as each and every episode has its own short story that is about 10 minutes long, and not to mention each episode is its own unique animation style, which definitely adds to its charm. Getting right into it, we're starting with episode 1, titled Can't Stop. Man, I gotta say, this episode was such a waste of time. It's nothing but a 10-minute animated music video for the song titled Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, I don't have any hate for the song or the band, as they're decent or good, but the fact that the animation studio spent this much money and time for something like this really let me down. I was looking for a lot more substance and story. Now, the show has been known to have some silly episodes from time to time, so it was somewhat excusable. I had to watch more of the season in order to see what's up. Overall, very mid. Moving on to episode 2, titled Close Encounters of the Mini Kind. Fun fact, the dog on my YouTube banner is a family dog named Minnie. Sadly, Minnie was not present in this episode, as it consisted of their classic reoccurring animation style of having miniature figures act out apocalyptic scenarios. This one was also silly, which worried me a bit more, but since this one is a staple of this show, I was more okay with it than the last episode. The animation style is very similar or identical to the other times they have presented this. This was relatively entertaining given the action sequences and the fact that there was an actual story. Moving on to spoiler territory, it plays out an alien invasion that seems to be complete until there was a last-ditch effort of humanity that messes with the aliens' black hole technology they brought to Earth to absolutely destroy the aliens, but themselves in the process. Hell, they destroyed the whole solar system too. This one was way more enjoyable to watch and thankfully gave me a little bit more hope for better episodes to come. Moving on to episode number 3, titled Spider Rose. Now, this third episode is very powerful and deals with topics such as loss and vengeance. HBO's The Last of Us could seriously take notes on this one, but in all reality, we all wish that show would just get canceled, but I digress. This episode is heavy on sci-fi and deals with a biologically augmented humanoid female bartering with what appears to be an advanced alien race of investors or merchants, if you will. This alien race seeks to obtain a jewel in her possession that has a unique molecular structure, or whatever the hell that means. Everything they offer her is shut down, since she needs nothing other than vengeance. It's during this exchange that we find, via flashbacks in this exchange, that the only intention she desires is a WMD, a weapon of mass destruction, that she plans to use on the man who killed her lover. They cannot, by alien law, and I guess general law, give this to her, and in this discussion, the alien race discovers that she enjoys the company of pets. I mean, hell, we all do. So they offer her to hold on to one of their pets for 96 days, opposite of which is 69, while they complete business elsewhere, and if she likes the pet enough, she'll give them the jewel in exchange. She accepts this. Now this is when things get emotional, and ultimately more serious. It's through the bond they form that it's full of beautiful moments of play between the two. Their time together is scattered with more flashbacks about the love she shared with her husband, if I'm not mistaken. I especially enjoyed the time she was playing catch with the pet, as she affectionately names Nosy, and the joy displayed in her facial expression almost brought a tear to my eye. I gotta say, I can't lie. Now, one aspect of this episode that shines a lot is the animation style. High quality CGI, 3D animation, whatever you want to call it, quite well, good stuff all around. Now, this time of play is interrupted by the man or race of aliens that killed her husband. They fight each other, and this fight ends in mutually assured destruction. She does kill them, but at the cost of destroying her ship beyond repair and having her holed up in some sort of escape pod that can only sustain her and her pet for a few days. She has some heartfelt words with the pet before understanding that it is in needing of feed and will eat her in order to survive if it has to. Now, she allows the pet to eat her since she has nothing left to live for. Her lover is dead, and the quest of revenge has ended. There's no food left, so even if she did eat the pet, she would only survive for so long. The alien race who gave her the pet returns eventually, only to find that she's been dead, eaten by the pet long ago. They find the pet and take it back with them, along with the jewel she promised them, since, well, she's dead. Has no use for it now, does she? Oh, and did I forget to mention that the animal takes on the DNA of any animal it eats? By the end of the episode, we see that the animal morphs into a version of her, which definitely adds to the creepy sci-fi element that I'm not used to, but definitely love. This is the end of the episode, and after a quick rewatch, I gotta say it's incredibly powerful and almost brought a tear to my eye more than once. Definitely the strongest episode in the whole season in my opinion. Hell, probably the best in the whole series. Good animation as well. This episode is a classic Love, Death, Robots episode that I would easily give an 8 or 9 out of 10. Moving on to episode 4, titled 400 Boys. This one's a good one. Not my favorite, but definitely worth a watch given its noir-like animation style in what appears to be a post-apocalyptic world in which giant babies, yes, you heard that right, giant babies or toddlers are walking around causing havoc and crushing buildings. These toddlers are about the size of skyscrapers. Now, there's not much to say about this one other than the animation style and action sequences are done well and the accents sound nice from the voice actors. Other than that, just a decent episode. Moving on to episode 5, titled The Other Large Thing. Man, this episode is mid. The only thing that has going for it is its animation style. It's simply, in spoiler territory, it's about a cat that can communicate with an AI robot that they team up to take over the world because the humans treat them badly or not well enough. Very average, very lackluster. Moving on to episode 6, titled Golgotha. This episode is so bad. It's absolutely generic, forgettable. I won't even waste my breath on it. I'll give you a brief spoiler. It's about an alien race that's taking over the human population, the human Earth, and they bring a priest to observe it. The priest says, "I don't care," and the Earth dies. That's literally it. Crap episode, terrible, even offensive to viewers. These episodes are only 10 minutes long, but for them to have wasted my 10 minutes on something so mediocre was genuinely offensive and pathetic. Skip it all the way. Moving on to episode 7. The Screaming of the Tyrannosaur. Man, this episode is bad fucking ass. It is such a step up from the last two. It's to the point where I'm under the impression that for every mid to 2 bad episodes we get from Love, Death, Robots, we get one really good one. This episode stands out not just in its animation style, the music, the cinematography, and story, but the action as well. Overall, it works well to tell a cool story in such a short period of time, like, of course, most episodes. The only negative is that Mr. Beast's voice acting in this episode is very mid. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and clown on him too hard since he's not a trained voice actor and likely did his best as a guest appearance. A welcome guest, but other than that, decent job. A brief summary of this episode, it follows these contestants as they fight to the death riding dinosaurs brought back from the dead using technology to entertain the elites. The event also has a ceremony in which the elites drink blood in order to stay alive longer, I assume, which hints at other modern-day myths and conspiracy theories, which I've found humorous. It was odd that all the contestants and warriors were naked and only clothed in some sort of futuristic G-string. But whatever, hey, what the hell, they did that for shock value. Other than that, it's a good episode that I would recommend. Episode 8, titled How Zeke Got Religion. Really dope episode. I love it when Love, Death, Robots delves into topics of religion. Their sci-fi background, I imagine, plays a part in how surreal they can make religious episodes work. This episode is not sci-fi in any way, but rather very action-packed with a religious backdrop of a non-religious character fighting demons, only to find that faith, it is what's needed in order to beat it. This, of course, is taking place thousands of feet in the air during an air bombing raid in World War II. If that description does not blow you away, I don't know what will. This episode, as mentioned earlier, is action-packed and totally worth the watch. I'm moving through these kind of fast because I don't want this episode to be too long since the episode and series itself is rather short. Moving on to episode 9, titled Smart Appliances, Stupid Owners. Right off the bat, I gotta say I was very skeptical of this episode considering the dumb premise of sentient appliances like thermostats, toilets, dildos, and complaining about their owners, but was amused by their remarks. You have a talking thermostat that complains about their owners never agreeing on a temperature, or a toilet talking about how it hates being alive since its only job is eating shit daily. Not the best episode, but definitely amusing and worth a watch. Moving on to the final episode, titled For He Can Creep. This one was also silly, but honestly the best version of a silly episode they can make. I wish more of the silly episodes were like this since there was actually a serious plot that can keep the viewer invested at all times while sprinkling some humorous aspects. This story follows a poet who seems to be locked away for whatever reason and his only companion is a cat. Only this cat, according to this story, and all cats of course, are descendants of angels that can hurt but not kill demons. The devil bargains with the cat, as if he can have the poet's soul or bidding, he will create a great poetry with this poet, but of course at the cost of the poet's eternal soul. The cat disagrees, a struggle ensues, and the cat comes out victorious. Though beaten badly, it has good animation and story, decent action, and overall good watch. So, how does the season overall stack up? Pretty decent to good. I know there are a lot of reviewers and content creators who commented negatively about this season, and I can see why, but overall it was okay. I'd say mid. However, in modern society, the term mid has a negative connotation to it, and when all reality, it was just decent. I mean, the term decent to good is not bad at all. Would you rather be bad or good? Would you rather be bad or decent? Obviously, you'd rather be decent. Obviously, you'd rather be good. So even though this season was a bit of a letdown, it's not something I would hate or dislike in any way. Please let me know what you think about this season and show overall, as I consider someone who enjoys strong storytelling in short format to be an interesting individual. And I'd love to get a response from you. Like the video if you did, and subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on spotting Bigfoot. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.